Welcome to the Jeccles 69 channel, where shit is interesting every day. Today's date is the 12th of March 2015 and this is the technology news. Access to websites banned in China, Russia and Saudi Arabia have been made available via proxy servers that Reporters Without Borders has set up using the Amazon proxy server that the company hosts. Therefore, this gives the countries a lot more freedom of expression and a voice, as a lot of the banned websites which have proxies running to them so that they are maintained live as the mother website is updated, is of independent journalism and bloggers which have something to say about their country which the governments don't want people listening to or thinking about. That's communism. Apple have just released their line of watches and already there are cheap knockoffs going around Alibaba. Many of the watches look and respond a lot like the iPhones, but rather than going for £250 wholesale, they're going for £50 wholesale. Many of the people selling the knockoff watches on eBay, Amazon and other such sites are saying in their description that they are not the true Apple software, and they say that it doesn't do the features that Apple watches do. Therefore the sellers are not breaking any particular law, as they are just buying and selling goods of which they truthfully say are not the real thing. Some of the gadgets that don't apply to the knockoffs is the health apps which are on the watch that maintain and keep a notice and track of your breathing and your blood flow and other such things, and they can't, because they haven't got this information, send it off to third-party medical organisations like the Apple Watch does. And it also isn't compatible with other Apple devices either. So basically, if you want an Apple Watch but you don't want to pay the exorbitant prices for one, then go knockoff and get it for about 50 quid. It looks and pretty much does the exact same thing an Apple Watch does, but without all the bollocks of the medical stuff going on there and any iTunes things being whacked onto it either. A spying report is to be published by the Intelligence Committee. This is to combat many of the stuff that Edward Snowden released on WikiLeaks and came forward about, along with many of the other things that army volunteers, officials and spies that have come out, and there's a big debate on whether or not spies are getting too much information coming to them about their country and other countries that they can then sell, and people are very agitated about the fact that politicians are trying to use the ISIS scare as a way of looking in on their civilians more, especially when it comes to private emails and phone numbers and texts. The committee's report is expected to look at whether current legislation provides the necessary powers, what the privacy implications are, and whether there is sufficient oversight and accountability. It heard evidence in public and in secret. Among those to appear publicly were the heads of intelligence agencies MI5, MI6 and GCHQ, who defended their work. Home Secretary Theresa May, who said agencies needed a haystack of information and defended the mass collection and selective reading of intercepted messages. Deputy Minister Nick Clegg, who said an internet constitution might be needed to protect the rights and privacy of web users. Foreign Secretary Philip Hammond, who said the public accepted that a certain level of intrusion is required. So let us know what you think about privacy on the internet and an internet constitution. Do you think it's right that you should lose some privacy to gain untold freedom, or do you think your freedom should be restricted because of other governments and agencies and countries looking into your privacy? Because if we keep going down this route, then you never know, access to a world wide web might be cut short by access to international web or access to national web only, such as countries as already mentioned, like China, Saudi Arabia and Russia are trying to do by blocking and banning certain websites which are of freedom of information and speech. It's a tricky line to walk, but let us know what you think on the comments section below. One of the weird technology news of today is the fact that Turkey is thinking of banning Minecraft, of which is now owned by Microsoft, as they say it is a game which revolves around violence. They do say that you do have to build many of the things that you create in the world, and that you have to defend it at night from oncoming hordes of monsters, and because of that, it's based on violence, not creativity or imagination or what people can and can't build, even though the game does have a creativity mode which gets rid of all the monsters. And it doesn't have a mode which gets rid of all the creativity and only leaves you with monsters. People can build that in servers and make little games for other users to play, but it's not what the game's about. That's one twisted guy in the head to think that that's what Minecraft is all about, and I don't think he should be a politician at all if he thinks that something that's creativity and that you need to defend promotes violence. Personally, I think it promotes defending yourself and what you create and your imagination. Depends how you look at it really, but that's a skewed ass way to look at things, especially if you're in power. As I mentioned on the last technology news, the bug of Freak had been found, and this was a bug that hijacked your private emails and voice times, FaceTimes and anything else, and could access all your data that you had by pickpacking onto an email into an open IP address where a hacker could then find all your details. Well, a patch has been released by Microsoft and Apple to combat the Freak bug that is going around at the moment. You can also get the patch on Android as well as the Apple phones, so that you can install the update and then restart your phone, and it should have fixed the Freak bug if you had it and stop it happening if you haven't already. Thank you for watching the Jeccles 69 channel, where shit is always interesting, for the 12th of March 2015 with the technology news.
This is the Jeccles 69 channel, where interesting shit happens every day, so remember to subscribe and comment to our channel for interesting shit to do with the world of technology, hits on Twitter, film reviews, my life with Android and Kickstarter. Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe and comment, and until next time, keep your shit interesting.